Steve, I'm gonna lead off the question, if you don't mind.
This is Nick. Did Nick introduce himself?
I did.
He's rude that way sometimes.
I did. I said I'm David Blaine. Yeah.
You gonna start spitting out frogs?
Yeah, I got frogs ready to go. I'm dead.
Okay, all right. You got a question? I'm ready.
I got a question. We've been buddies for a long time, and I don't know this. So you've got the Vigilante game on lock, obviously, right? Casey Jones, Arrow, 100 episodes. That's incredible. I've seen you do like really dark murder with an accent and Justice for Natalie.
Yeah.
What's the dream role, man? It doesn't have to be like an already established character, but the layers and depth. Like, what do you want to do next to push your craft?
Lick it.
What's my dream role?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, do you know that answer as an actor? Do you ever really know?
I would really like to play an antagonist.
Like a villain, like a very. I would say that if there was one, you know, having lived in the hero shoes for a moment, I would say that I would like to play a very, very famous and memorable villain in the vein of you know, Hans Gruber, or you know, Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Or a very memorable villain. I was trying to think of like a character that I didn't like that was actually a hero to make a joke, but it didn't come to mind.
I always loved Gary Oldman and Fifth Element.
Yeah, that's my wife's favorite movie.
So good.
Yeah, she loves the Fifth Element.
All right, before we go to some questions from the audience, let's just play a little improv game.
Okay.
On how well we know each other.
Okay.
How well we're friends.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna rattle stuff off.
By the way, too well to talk about in public, probably.
Yeah. We'll avoid profanity.
Okay.
But I'm gonna rattle stuff off, and you spit it out. We're gonna say it at the same time. And I'm gonna guess what you're thinking.
Okay.
Okay. Favorite food? Chimichanga.
Pizza.
Nailed it. Favorite movie?
Die Hard.
Sleepless in Seattle. Favorite book? Anything by Danielle Steele.
Killing Yourself to Live by Chuck Klosterman.
Favorite color? Blue, green.
The other day, the teacher asked my daughter what her favorite color was. She goes, "My favorite color is purple and pink and Elsa blue." Maddie, you only get to pick one. It's purple, pink, and Elsa blue. Okay. Keep going.
Pink is a girl color.
Favorite TV show?
Mad Men.
Arrow. All right, guys. Before we go to big questions, can we do a big picture for celebrating 100 episodes of Arrow, please?
And you know what? There's actually people are holding out cards in the audience for 100 episodes and 100 more, and that's super cool.
You got it, buddy.
What was that?
That's awesome.
I like that. Lift up a baby.
What was that?
Let me hear you guys yell real quick. That is fantastic.
Thank you very much for that idea. That's very thoughtful. Very, very thoughtful.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. You there?
Maybe wants to know if she can have a hug.
What? If she can have a hug? Well, that's the easiest question that I'm gonna get all day. Of course you can have a hug. But she's the only one.
What's your question, sir?
My name is Omar. Steve, it's a two-part question. First part is, on the show, when you are on set, I really want to know who works out more, you or Dave?
David! Have you seen him? photo. I haven't even started to get sore yet. You know when you work out really hard and it takes a day and a half to get sore? I don't even understand what muscles I pulled picking it up. But they're very deep-seated muscles that I've probably never activated in my entire life. Man, he's like a granite slab. Next question.
Second part of the question is, I'm now 14 years in remission for breast cancer. And your shirt and everything that you do, I've read about it. What part of it means the most to you?
The part that means the most to me is the stories that people share with me. You know, I've had to deal with cancer insofar as my mom is a 2-time cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor as well. She had it 25 years apart, and so I've never had to deal with it. But I don't think that anyone in this room, anyone within the sound of my voice, has been that far removed from someone or themselves dealing with cancer. I mean, the number of people today that have come up and talked to me. If you're a survivor, put your hand up right now in the audience. There you go. Very cool. And the best part for me is people sharing their story and finding some catharsis in some way, shape, or form by being able to talk about it. And so that to me is the most rewarding part. Thanks, man.
Over to you.
Hi, I really like seeing Oliver in action as the mayor.
Yeah.
Say he got to the point where he could do just as much good being the mayor as he can the Green Arrow. If he had to pick between the two, which one do you think he would
Mayor.
pick? And why?
Well, no one's shooting at him. No, I think that, you know, one of the things that we acknowledged this year, and it's and I can't remember the exact episode, but Adrian Chase, the new Josh Segura, who plays Adrian, the new district attorney, you know, says that vigilantes are a symptom of a bigger problem. You have vigilantes because you don't have, you know, a criminal justice system that works within the city. So I feel like if Oliver ever cleaned up Star City, he would give it up. He would hang up his boots and leather pants and leather jacket and his leather gloves and whatever else he wears. But I think he would be the mayor.
Thank you.
And like maybe settle down, have a movie night every Wednesday. I don't know.
Over to you.
Hi. Thank you for being here today. And my question for you is that on Arrow, we see action scenes, lighthearted scenes, sad scenes. And I want to know, what's your favorite to shoot and why?
I do really like, I mean, the action scenes are always fun. They don't, the way that you shoot them, the mechanics of putting them together are a little bit more PC, just because they're action scenes. So I think that because we do those a lot, the scenes that I really, really enjoy are the scenes that get to breathe a little bit. They're sort of longer, 2.5, 3-page scenes with real speeches in them. Like I always think about the scene between Oliver and Laurel in the second season when they're in the hallway and he confronts her about her problem and they have a real sort of come to Jesus moment. And we don't get to shoot scenes like that very much. So when we do, as an actor, I'm always really fired up for them. So I would say it's not lighthearted, serious, whatever the case may be. It's more just the actor moments, so to speak, because I am an actor, after all. I do love to hear myself speak. I really do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Whenever the Green Arrow is flipping around and fights and everything, how does the hood stay on?
You just like double-sided tape, or?
The only time that it ever comes off is if I break into a sprint. But all those things like flipping around and stuff like that, it just doesn't seem to come off. And if it does, we just do it again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over to you.
Hi, Mr. Amel. So me and my mother
Is
are...
my dad here? Yes, I'm sorry, keep going.
So me and my mother are huge fans of your show, and recently when we were watching it, she's been very upset because there's a low supply of shirtless workout scenes.
Could you sign that again for me? Keep going.
To make her happy, would there be any more coming up in new episodes?
Yeah, I mean, I have a shirtless scene tomorrow, I think, actually. Yeah. It's not a workout scene, though. We'll work on that. For your mom. Hi, Mom. Do my best.
Hi. Hey. My name's Andrew, and I want to ask you how you are because of your face.
Oh, I'm good. Like once and for all. I can't believe that it took 5 years for this to happen, but I was out in a bar in Syracuse having a really good time watching the UFC fights. Some dude taps me on the shoulder. I turn around, he goes, wham! Headbutts me right in the face. I said, what are you doing? He goes, I want to fight the Green Arrow. And then I said a bunch of things that I can't repeat on stage. And I was like, no, I'm a dad. And then they kicked him out of the bar. But no, my face is fine. It feels fine. As it heals, it tends to look a little worse because it started out all as one color, and now it's just a bunch of weird stuff. It looks like my daughter spent 30 minutes drawing on my face.
I also want to ask you what was a defining moment for Oliver Queen to you?
What was the defining moment for Oliver? Well, I mean, hopefully we haven't seen it yet, but it's a good question. That's a very good question, actually. No, I think that it's towards the beginning of towards the end of the fourth season, when we've seen Oliver in one mode in season 1, in terms of, like almost using lethal force as a first option, and then we've seen him pivot from that and go 100% the opposite way. And I've said this a couple of times, I don't think that Oliver right now is his happiest that he's ever been, certainly not, but I think that he's the most content that he's been, because he's found that middle ground, that what he does is not an easy job in this awesome, fantastical, fictional world that we live in. But, if you're going to do it, you have to be prepared to go all the way. So that to me is probably the defining moment at the end of season 4, making that decision with Damien Dark. Probably, so far.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, man. Over to you.
Morning.
Hey.
So my question is about the first half of season 5. Everyone was talking about going back to basics, and a lot of people were really excited about it, mainly because it would mean a lot more of original Team Arrow. However, at the moment, it almost feels like a different TV show sometimes, with some of the core characters being sidelined sometimes. So I would like your take on it, and to know what dynamic we can expect for the back half of the season.
Well, you see the first half of season 5, you've seen 7 episodes, so less than a third. Which, you break a season up based on the way that it airs from 1 to 9, and then maybe 10 to 16, and then 17 to 23. It's incredibly important on a TV show that has to produce 23 episodes a year to introduce new characters. And I think that between Rick and Joe and Madison and Josh and whomever I'm forgetting, because I'm definitely forgetting somebody, I think that we've done a good job of creating new dynamics. I read a scene in an upcoming episode between Rick Gonzalez and Paul Blackthorne, which is a pairing that I'd never thought that I'd see. And, coming up pretty soon, probably a spoiler here, but we get to explore one of the new characters' backstories through flashbacks, which I always enjoy because I get days off. But that whole, but there's always a soundbite that comes out before a season, back to basics, and it's something that, you know, like, I think going into season 4, people were like, lighter tone, and I never totally understood that. I'm very happy with the current season thus far, and I think that you know, especially with Diggle and Felicity, Felicity especially, like, there's some loose ends to tie up with David's character before he can